Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Yeah, that's an Om. Hi, Reverend Sully, Eric O'Sullivan, ordained on the internet. The caveat, as always, please do not burn your hands holding on to my hot takes. And if you do, well, that's on you, pal or gal, or any way you want to identify in this grand spectrum of humanity that's before us here in the future. We live in the future. It's a wonderful place. I think so. We're going to Mars. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let's get spiritual. It's my Sunday sermon. Yeah, happy Sunday. Let's talk about spirituality. And as we do on Sundays here. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to share with you today. Well, today's sermon is about mantra and about having a mantra, and about the value of having a mantra in your life. I was turned on to the power of mantra through a book by the same author, a spiritual guy from India named Eknath, Easwaran, and he was a guru, and he put out a book called Meditations, or it's also known as Passage Meditation, and I think it's out of print. It's kind of expensive. I think that's why I haven't replaced my copy. I think I gave it to somebody who needed it, though, and because it did the job, I moved on to some of his audiobooks, and most definitely, ironically or cleverly enough, his translation of the Bhagavad Gita. And my mantra. Well, let's finish with meditations though, and it's. The mantra is meant to, steady your mind, clear your mind, and bring you back to your neutral spiritual place, the place between thoughts. And I've probably gone over my mantra a few times, and yet I still say it every day, 6 o'clock. I have an alarm for that. I just either say it silently or I say it out most of the time out loud alone. But every day at 6 o'clock, I will stop what I'm doing, and I will say, Matra sparsas tu konteya, sit nosna, sukha dukada, agama paino, neatness, tam tiriksasva bharata. And my personal translation of it over the years, mostly through the Gandhi and Deepak Chopra, but it comes down to the intersection of the senses and the sense objects. What does it say here? It's Gandhi said, the contacts of the senses with these objects. Matra sparsa tu kunteya, sit nosna sukha dukada, agama paino, neatness, tam tiriksasva bharata. The intersection of of your senses, of the world, and these sense objects, and the way you perceive them, son of Kunti, only give hot and cold, pleasure and pain, changing seasons, appearing and disappearing. They come and go. Are they transient, temporary? Therefore, endure them, O hero. Tolerate them, Bharata, son of Bharat. Yes, and this is the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. And that's, my... at least since January 17th, 2011, when I wrote it down for myself and put it into a frame, my little scribbles. Have a sense of humor, have a sense of spiritual chi, have a sense of balance, and you know what? Take care of business. Do it yourself. And, so that's on a always within reach No pun. Or every pun. But I'm going to read it from Easwaran. It's almost bent over right in that spot. Okay. Now, Easwaran translates it himself from Sanskrit to these English words. You know what I mean? This is where the nuance of translation, it comes in. I find that to be a wonderful thing. When the senses contact sense objects, Kaunteya, son of Kunti, we experience cold or heat, pleasure or pain. They are fleeting. They come and go. Bear them patiently, Arjuna. And this is Krishna, Lord Krishna, advising the charioteer, Arjuna, on the day of the Great Civil War was about to begin. And he had a panic attack because he felt that he could not kill these beloved people. And there's the underlying theme and the allegory that, how did the bad guys get into power? Well, it's because, there are good people on both sides. I'm not saying that to be incendiary to anyone's side, whatever side you're on. There are definitely bad guys and bad agents. Specifically, Duryodhana, the cousin of Arjuna, and his brothers, his 4 brothers. Arjuna had 4 brothers. They were all the rightful heirs of what we consider ancient India and Hastinapuri, and then there was the evil-minded, selfish Duryodhana, their cousin, and his 99 brothers, and they're meant to also be, an allegory for the world of pleasure, the world of getting of gratification, of the world of vice, the world of greed. There are happinesses to be found using those avenues. And but what is noble action? What is dharma? What is what we are born to do? So Duryodhana was in fact in a way born to be the enemy and born to be the example of this way to power, or this way to satisfaction. And it's not meant to be ironic, but he was a warrior of the warrior caste, and he died on the battlefield, on its holy ground. And he got to go to the highest of heavens. This is ironic because he is the bad guy. He's literally the enemy. And this says something about duality and non-dual, and that why it's useless to find an enemy. You should just find another instead of the other. And because even the bad guy and his 99 brothers, they all got him to the highest and highest of heavens, while our heroes, the Pandus, Arjuna and 3 out of his 4 brothers, his oldest brother was the virtuous one and made it all the way as a human to that ultimate heaven, and said, where are my brothers? Why is my evil cousin here? It's simple. Yudhishthira, it's simple. It's your cousin Duryodhana. He died in Dharma on the holy battlefield of Kurukshetra. Of course he made it to the highest of heavens. He died doing his job in Dharma. And, well, I'm sorry, but your brothers and your wife didn't make it because they accrued karma on the way here. and they didn't die on the holy battlefield of Kurukshetra doing their job as warriors, as opposed to the Brahmin, and as opposed to the business people, and also opposed to the Sudras, I think that's the name, but the lower caste. And yeah, there was but that's the Bhagavad Gita. It's a war poem. It's pretty short, and it's the rudder of the ship of my life, and it helps me gain equanimity and focus and balance. Arjuna was having a panic attack. That's how we have the vocabulary for this now for us in our culture and how we understand things. Arjuna had a panic attack. And Krishna being an avatar of Brahman, the big god, slows time down, creates a little bubble, and tells him about the true nature of the cosmos and about everything about Eastern spirituality, about Hindu spirituality. And so by the end of it, Arjuna rises, picks up his bow, and he must do his job. He must live his dharma. That is most important. And to live free of attachment. His sadness was his attachment to sentimentality, in a way. What he really needed to do was live in dharma, live in truth. And that truth was he was not just a warrior, he was probably the best warrior, or one of them. And he needed to go and do his job. So it helped me personally with my panic attacks in real life. And I'm a chef. I work in a very stressful place, sometimes with very stressful people. I like to joke and say that all the normal people got normal jobs and had normal families. But who is normal? What is normal? And how? We don't, you know what I mean? Are those levels of success or whatnot? Who knows? But we know what we're talking about. I mean, what we call 9-to-5ers with wives and husbands and homes and car payments and worrying about the kids. And there's a lot of people that work in restaurants that come from like very different places. I work in a truly diverse place, truly representative and truly inclusive, and with a true sense of equity because we are union members, and it's wonderful. We're all blue collar people, and that unites us. So it's nice to see this spiritual another instead of saying other. So so thank you so much for tuning in. I just wanted to basically have a Sunday sermon and talk about my mantra, and basically read to you Easwaran's translation of chapter 2, verse 14, which is my personal mantra. Your mantra can be anything you want. It can be a prayer. It can be some song lyrics. It can be something you made up. It can be something like, your kid said to you or something. It could be a litany of all your pets' names. It could be the litany against fear from Dune. It can be anything, but it's meant to give you a moment to step away from yourself, to give yourself some perspective, to hit the reset button on what's going on in your day. Sometimes bad moments gang up on us, and but you can break the momentum of the bad day with just a few hacks, and one of them is a daily mantra at the same time every day. Also, another hack is gratitude lists. There was a time for over a year every morning I would make a gratitude list, and I would start with the date and then some bullet points, and I would have 12 to 15 bullet points every morning. And then sometimes when I was feeling bad, I would read the stack. I kept them. They made a stack. I put them in an envelope. They're over there on the bookshelf if I need them, to just look at them and be reminded about how many things I have gratitude for. And when you do the math, the solution to that is always your blessings. And then when you have these blessings and you have them, in line with your intention and with your spiritual energy and with your lifestyle habits, then you get purpose. And that's a really good thing. So remember, if you're suffering and you need help, go out there and ask for it. Get some therapy. Seriously, go to a doctor. Get on a med. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff works or helps. But you know what you really need to is a sense of spirituality and a good spiritual foundation. And because that can help you when the medicine runs out, or that can help you when the insurance runs out or something. And it can go a very long way. And a lot of that is a mantra, a daily mantra. And where I can give thanks. And besides all the times during the day, I give thanks, and It's not meant to. Okay, and what karma isn't, this isn't performing a good karma. The karma doesn't work like that. We'll come back to karma another day. That's it. Karma would be a great conversation. If you want to talk about karma, leave a comment in the comment section. Leave a question in the comment section. I'll take questions, spiritual questions from you anytime. Yeah, we can cover them on Sundays too. Let me know. If you have a spiritual question, ask Reverend Sully. I'll do the best I can from where I am today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. I'm a big lad. I can handle it. I grew up Roman Catholic. Irish Catholic there. And no offense to anyone from the motherland with my bad brogue. Sorry. And say a prayer for Ireland and say a prayer for Britain. They have the highest suicide rate in Europe right now, I believe. And they've had it too. And there's just some bad math involved there, and it's about there's something going on in the zeitgeist across the pond. So if you're having these dark moments, people across the pond are sharing them too, and just like don't become a statistic. You know what I mean? You could have a mantra, and you can break these bad thoughts with an intention. It's out there, and reach out for help. And thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I can earn your subscription. As I said, I'm an ordained minister, an amateur theologian. We say, let's get spiritual every Sunday. So come on, tune in. If you're feeling down, especially if you know a friend who's feeling down, tune them in. We can get something going here. Leave a comment in the comment section. Leave questions. I'm here for that. I am. And for you, thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Good luck. Namaste. And and tell me what your mantra is. Let me know. I want to know. And thanks for tuning in and letting me know. Cheers.